Very good morning, everybody. How you all doing? All right. So here we are almost on the half of our syllabus of French Revolution. I'm Shamishta Ghosh of the Millennium School, Lucknow, trying to help you out with the rest of the session of your French Revolution. So till now, what we have seen is that how your constitutional monarchy was formed after your revolution took place, started off. Then your republic was formed when the king was executed. Finally, in 1794, the Maxmillian Robespierre was also executed by his own fellow people. And France stood in the same place as it was when the king was executed or your French Revolution started in 1789. The turmoil was the same. So the people didn't knew what exactly to be done. So at this time, the fall of the Jacobian government definitely allowed some wealthy people of this middle class of the third estate. As we've been talking a lot about the middle class, they played a key role in every sphere of the revolution. So here again, after Robespierre is executed, there was nobody to look after or to run the government of France. So this wealthy middle class took a chance, rather seized the power of the French governance. So a new constitution for this, they wanted to introduce a new constitution that was already done in 1791. They wanted some changes. So they denied the vote to non-proprietary sections of the society who don't have land. They didn't want them. So it was rather that lower strata remaining the place they were. So now it provided for 2 elected legislative councils, which then appointed a directory. What was this directory? Executive made up of 5 members. So now not 1 legislative council, 2 legislative council and 1 directory made up of 5 members. But there was always a conflict between this directory or the directors and the legislative. There is a continuous clash of opinion that what the legislator have power or rather the director have the powers. So when they were all going through this instability, Paris, France was again in turmoil and really didn't know where to carry on. So this was a time when a military dictator by the name Napoleon Bonaparte took over. This is the right time for him to enter France politics. We will take him up. We're going to talk a lot about him, but in the next session. Before that, it becomes more important that we talk about the women of France. They did play a key role. Very, very important role. But the saddest part was that they were not given that importance. Even when the constitutional monarchy was formed, they were referred as your passive citizens. The citizens who were not allowed to vote, not to come. Even if you remember in the Tennessee incident, or rather before that, when your king called everybody for the estate general meeting, the women were not allowed and the slaves were not allowed. So they have been going through this for quite a long time, that they've been not given that due in importance and respect. So from very beginning, women were active participants. They thought active participants in the way that they were actively doing everything. But if you remember, in constitution monarchy, they were not given the right to vote or to come up in the front. They thought their involvement in the revolution could help introduce measures to improve their lives. So the women in France were not sitting quietly back at home. They were ready to gear up and take over because they felt that they are the ones who are working, they are moving out from their home for earning, and they can bring lot of change in the society, the social front, political front, and the economic front. So most of the women in the third estate had to work. They were all working. They were working as laundresses, sellers, or domestic servants. So they were working in various homes of your nobles, clergies, kings, monarchs, and even the third estate, the high strata people like merchants and lawyers. So for these prosperous people, but most women didn't have access to education and training. Again, the condition was really pathetic, not good. They were not given that importance. So they start discussing and voicing out their opinions and interests. They started their own political club and newspaper. That's so interesting. The same thing, if you remember, the revolution started with the help of the middle class of third estate. And here, that same story is repeated by the women of France. Because they wanted the right, they wanted to stand, they wanted to voice out. They wanted a place in the politics of France. So most famous, the Society of the Revolution and the Republic women here. You should remember the Society of the Revolutionary and the Republic women were disappointed that the Constitution 1791 reduced them to passive citizens, if you remember. So don't get along with these passive citizens and active participants. Active participants means they were participating in everything. And that's why they were asking this question again and again, that where is our respect, where we stand in the politics and the society of France. So they demanded right to vote, to be elected to the assembly, and to hold political office. And I think the women were right when they were standing, because it uplifted more your French Revolution and geared up your French Revolution to a new height. So this is what we talked about the women importance and the way a new constitution was formed. Now in the next session we will move on. We'll talk more about women in slavery, and then finally about a gentleman known as Napoleon Bonaparte. Thank you very much, children. Take care, be good, be safe, and enjoy.